The hunt began. I was beginning to realize that this would not be a short matter, for the Griffin down feather is not something easily acquired. Running aimlessly through the piranhas, I was beginning to lose track of who I was, what I was even doing out here. But once I saw one of those bloody griffins, I knew at once why I was here. For their down feathers and their downfall. But luck still eluded me. Even their bloody masters were upon me. But it was of no use. I clobbered them to death with my barbarian spiritist's hammer. They fell like butter. But as life goes, the tides shifted. I found a griffin's corpse, not of my own kill, but a kill nonetheless, which afforded me the griffin down feather. Upon the grassy shores of Lake Rathatir, I sought to claim my triumph with a mammoth bone ribcage and the griffin down feather accompanied by banded gauntlets and crushed duffernight. I gathered myself the Totemic gloves. Hey everyone, Desi's here with another piece of content for you. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit of my adventure in getting some of the Totemic armor pieces. As you can see, I didn't just have the gloves and the arms. My first episode of the Totemic series, I had the arms as my main goal in that video, which I accomplished. And in that small segment of the Griffin down feather hunt, which honestly took up the bulk of time in getting these pieces, which is the reason why I wanted to showcase it. It was a fun questline overall, but I did also get the helmet and the leg pieces. And something that's really nice on the Project Quorum server is originally the Totemic gloves, they have 5 intellect and some frost resistance or cold resistance. But on the Project Quorum server, they changed it from 5 intellect to 5 wisdom, which makes a lot of sense because intellect is literally useless for a shaman. So that's pretty nice, and that gives me a lot of extra mana in my mana pool. But besides that, I think the second most difficult Totemic piece was definitely the helmet, and that was particularly because one of the pieces required you to kill a glacier bear in Everfrost Peaks, and this bear happens to spawn in the caves in the northeast section of the map where the Lich of Miracle spawns. And that guy is no fun. He's a level 45 necromancer, a skeleton dude who can like harm touch you, I think, and he runs faster than Spirit of the Wolf. So he's really just a menace and someone you should not be dealing with, especially in your level 30s. Fortunately, I got the pathing down for which placeholders would actually have a 20% chance of spawning the glacier bear. So that definitely took a considerable amount of time as well. Probably as long, if not maybe a little bit more than the Griffin down feather. But I thought the footage wasn't as fun as just hunting in the wilds. So yeah, fortunately I got the glacier bear to spawn one time, and one time was all it took to get the Glacier Bear pelt, which was one of the components you needed for the Totemic helmet. And one thing I really like about the Totemic armor, especially for a shaman, is the plate mail graphic. Just being a shaman with plate mail, it just feels badass. Like, I feel like a tank, I feel like a warrior, but I also heal and slow, and I have a wolf pet and haste and buffs and dots and everything. So it makes the character look cool, and I also feel cool because I have increased AC, more wisdom for more mana. So it's a nice like character fantasy, I guess, in playing the game. And I guess I also wanted to talk about what I've been up to on the server. So currently I am level 41, which is a considerable bump from the last time I made a video where I was in my early 30s, I believe. And that is because there is currently double XP going on the Project Corm server. The XP has been on for almost 2 weeks now, and it ends on the 15th of October. So as I'm recording this, today's the 12th, so I got about 2 days pretty much. And yeah, that's been very nice. And with that, there's also an anniversary event zone, which is the Plane of Justice, some of the footage that I'm showcasing in the video right now. And it's basically just the Plane of Justice zone with all the different kinds of mobs and everything, different level ranges all throughout the zone, going from level 20 to level 50, pretty much all in the mid 50s. And there's legacy loot that drops. I've seen Circlet of Shadow drop several times, like the Rubicite breastplate, otherwise known as the Pinkicite on the Project Corm server. The box of Abu Kar, which is 100% weight reduction 10 slot container, which is super nice. And I've seen a flowing black silk sash drop in the level 40 zone. And one thing that's really nice about this event is there's multiple instances of it, because it's literally just the most efficient way to XP as of the anniversary event. And with that, there's, excuse me, I'm a little sick, my bad. And with that, there is multiple instances, and also certain instances that have only certain level ranges, which is super nice. There's the 30 instance, the 40 instance, and the 50 instance. And within each of those, there's only level 30-ish mobs, only level 40-ish mobs, and only level 50-ish mobs. So it's the perfect opportunity to just find a group your level range and have the whole zone to yourself, every mob being accessible to you, which makes for a very fun grouping and just a good chance to showcase your new spells and new abilities and just have some good practice in group content, because that has definitely been really fun for me. It's been more accessible than ever to find a pug group and play for a couple hours and get some XP, especially double XP. You can't really complain about that. And with that, since the double XP, I've gotten almost 10 levels. And honestly, I haven't even played that much, so considering that, I think I'm definitely ahead there. With that, I've just been having a pretty good chill time on Project Corm. I did get my wolf pet, which I did showcase in some of the earlier footage when I was taking out those griffins, and that pet is a godsend. He does like 35 damage, he kicks, he stuns, taunts if you want him to, has about 900 hit points, at least the second tier wolf pet that I have that I got at level 39, and just a little bit of extra DPS. It's basically a dot, and you can't complain, especially in group content, if I'm expending all of my mana slowing and healing other people. Still having a wolf pet attack the mobs and do a little bit of damage is better than no damage, so I'm definitely grateful for that guy. Aside from just double XP and having the anniversary zone itself with just tons of mobs and perfect opportunities to join groups, they've also increased the duration of buffs as well, I think by like 4 times, which is absolutely insane. So it really saves casters and healers a lot of mana, not having to buff so often, especially for hastes. Usually for my haste spell, I think it lasts around 9 to 10 minutes, but now it lasts like 51 minutes, which is awesome. As for Spirit of the Wolf and regular hit point buffs like that, they're lasting like 4 or 5 hours at this point. So I think it's even 8 times. I think that would make more sense. But yeah, that's been really nice, and I definitely feel spoiled going into regular EverQuest content now. Once the double XP wears off, the anniversary event's gone, buff durations are back to normal, it's going to be very difficult reintegrating back into reality. The ice-cold EverQuest reality of Norath is going to slap me hard in the face, as I'm sure it will for the 1,000 other people that are playing on the server. But yeah, that's been very, very fun, and it's just been fun to be able to progress my shaman a little bit more, especially with the totemic pieces, as well as I have to shout out my guild, Hardened Casuals. They let me loot from the Finnegal raid mob in Kedgekeep, the Rod of Malizement, which is a shaman-only one-handed blunt that has 10 wisdom, 10 mana, 10 hit points, as well as a Mallow debuff clicky that has 7 charges. So overall, just a nice little stat stick. I'm really appreciative of the guild for letting me loot that. And aside from that, I just wanted to kind of make a little catch-up video, just showing you guys where I've been at, what I've been up to on the shaman. Shaman, I say it many different ways. I usually say it shaman, but sometimes shaman slips out like it just did. But I hope you all are having fun in EQ, having fun in real life, and just enjoying your time. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and take care. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe as well. Pushing to 2,000 subscribers. All right, peace everyone.